it's a very exciting day for Cincinnati Country Day School and Country Day tennis. This has been many years in the making. When I arrived 9 years ago, there was already a promise to build this facility, and it took me 9 years to get there, but we got there. It's really exciting to see the details come together and to see what this facility can do, not only for tennis and how important tennis is to Cincinnati Country Day School, but really how it brings the whole campus together, and we're very excited about that. I'd like to begin by thanking the Wright family, and we're taping this today with Gordy and Peggy couldn't be with us, so thank you, Gordon. Gordon was a legendary teacher and coach. He was at Country Day from 1957 to 1961, and was credited with starting the Country Day tennis dynasty. He coached for 24 years and won multiple state and league championships. One of the greatest accomplishments was winning the singles and doubles state title in 1971. A full list of the legacy of Country Day Championship tennis is part of the complex and can be viewed above the drinking fountains over there. The complex would not have been possible without the dedication, leadership, and generosity of so many people. So first and foremost, I'd like to thank the Wright family. If we can get the whole Wright family out here, please. I'd like to thank you, along with your father and mother, for making this complex a reality. And I have the gift, beautiful gift here. Thank you very much. The Tysos who couldn't be with us, hi Ron and Arlie. Let's give the Tysos. The Tyso girls were a force in tennis, and you'll see their names in different combinations playing with each other through the years with state titles. But Ron and Arlie were also incredible supporters of tennis and more importantly of Country Day. And so Ron was my first boss and was so passionate about Country Day and really was responsible for a lot of great things happening at Country Day. So Ron and Arlie, thank you very much. Let's give them a round of applause. Now I'd like to thank the 5 sets of families that the courts are named after. And we'll start with, I don't think you're here, Craig and Misty Lindner. Court 1 is Craig and Misty Lindner. Court 2 is the Kafker family from Boston. The third court is Hap Castleberry. Hap is here. Come on in today. We are calling the courts by name, not by number. So the next court is the Geyer court. Rodney and you were part of the 1971 state championship, right, Rodney?
I was, coached by Coach Wright. Yes, sir. Couldn't have done it without him.
Couple good times on the football field right over there too, right, Rodney?
Coach Wright might have been announcing the game or selling popcorn or something at that time. But yes, sir. Thank you.
And finally, the Blackburn family. I don't think they're here today. Is the remaining court. So thank you to the Blackburns. Let's give a round of applause to them. It takes a village, so let me tell you a few more people that have been crucial to this project. Next is Chris Bortz, who just walked in. Chris, come on down. His boots are dirty from getting all this project done. His townscape has been responsible for all that you see around here. So Chris has been very generous, both of spirit and of getting all his guys here to make all the work happen. So let's give Chris a round of applause. The next is Jason and Tina Fraley from Sardinia Concrete. They donated all the concrete and have been very helpful. Jason is amazing in terms of his knowledge of construction and all else that lies in there. So we have a lot of great conversations ahead of us, Jason. The next, Michael McInturf and Associates. Michael couldn't be here. He's in a project in New York City, working for a project for UC right now. It's really spectacular to see the details come together and really see Michael and David's vision for what they had in mind for this area. I'd seen the drawings, I'd seen the models, but to see it come together is really, really exciting. So I have a gift for Michael that if you could pass it along would be great. David too, thank you. And three others that I'd just like to give a quick thank you to, there are millions of details through the 10 years that we've been working on this. Dick Durand, Eric Fouché, and Jane Fritz through the years have been wonderful for me. So the boys tennis team is going to be introduced in a moment, and that's what all this excitement is about. Why don't we pull them forward now and they can talk with Hirsch here. We have gifts for them. Come on down, boys. Let's give the boys a round of This is the best tennis team in my 9 years here, and I think impossible to judge, but maybe superlative in the history of Country Day. So let's give them a round of applause. I'd like to turn the mic over to Teresa Hirschauer. Let's give her a hand.
Couple things, and the first is just, wow, what a beautiful facility and the area that will be home for future generations of Country Day student athletes. And the whole area is just beautiful. It was 10 years ago when I first started having the conversation about Country Day's tennis complex with Marty Off. And Marty has been so resilient about pushing this idea and the thoughts that went into this. I remember 10 years ago, Marty, we were visiting college campuses, we were visiting high school tennis courts, and I have folders of stuff that we had. So to finally have it here and to say that this facility is by far an absolute A+. And it is by far even better than any of the places that we visited or we looked at when we first started to have the conversation 10 years ago. So, Marty, I really appreciate all of that. The entire project is so beautiful. If you think about over the top of that little hill over there is a wide open, beautiful green space that will host so many events. To the right is the softball complex that we will be finishing up this summer with some canopies. And I can't tell you, as the softball coach, how many people have come out to our games like, oh my gosh, Hirsch, this is such a beautiful place. But the whole area is going to be the host of so many events as people come to either football games or just come out in the spring or arrive for a girls' tennis match that'll be used for all of our student athletes. One of the most important things for me is this area really fulfills the true essence of the CCDS mission. It is something that everyone can use. to have a team that is striving to be state champions, but these courts will also be used by some of our rookie middle school tennis players that have never picked up a tennis racket. These courts will also be used by students that are coming up that will only play tennis for Country Day. And I think the essence about a Country Day student athlete is the fact wherever your talent level is, you're appreciated for it, and as long as you give your best, that's what we're looking for. And so, and I think that's been what's been so special for me for 23 years is to watch those state champ Danielle standing here, to watch Danielle on the court, but also to watch some of her teammates that might not play college tennis, but truly play to represent Country Day. And so on behalf of all the students now and all the students in the future, I just want to thank everyone that was a part of this. Because everyone in a small way, whether it was through monetary donations, energy, time, your support, has made this so successful. And the future generations will play on these proudly and be great Indians. So thank you very much.
Let's give a warm welcome to Jimmy Wright.
As I entered the trustee and working with Rob and Marty, there was a lot that had been done, and then there was a lot that we needed to do. There were visions, and then there were revisions and revisions and revisions and revisions. So it's great to finally see it actually here. And that was a work of a lot of people. And I can't even begin to say thank you to all of you. Rob did a great job. But unfortunately, my father could not make it out here. He's out in California and can't travel. But he did email me some remarks. And they are brief, which, if you know my father, is unusual. But he probably wants you guys just to play tennis, because that's what his real love is. Not orating in front of a lot of people. But he writes, in 1957, when I first began coaching at Country Day, which puts him at about 30 years, I don't know where 24 came, but our court was created out of a section of a parking lot near the gym. Every few days we would have to brush the loose gravel off. The net was an old one from the Cincinnati Tennis Club, whose holes I patched up. One year during new school construction, we had no tennis courts at all. Coaching then became mostly chauffeuring. Now the great era of luxury has arrived. CCDS gives an education for a lifetime. Tennis is a sport for a lifetime. Some of these players on today's team will hopefully have children and even grandchildren competing on these same courts. And for that, he is thankful. And I'd like to say, my family and I would like to thank everyone again. This is a great and fitting tribute to my father, whose passion, I don't know if it was really chemistry or teaching, but I know his passion was always tennis. And even today, he's watching tennis constantly. And I talk to people that had him in school, and I can ask him, you know, what kind of chemistry student was he? Can't really remember, but he can tell them exactly what kind of second serve they had, or how they could hit that backhand better. So this was his passion and his dream. So we're, as a family, very thankful to have this complex. Glad it finally came to fruition, and I think it's time to play some tennis, because that's what he would have wanted. Thank you.
Again, thank you all for coming. It's just truly amazing how many people it takes to pull off a facility like this. And so thank you all so much for your contributions and making this a reality. I'd like to introduce Matt, who's going to, you guys going to do the court? Can we do an official?
Yeah.
You got it from here?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, you guys are going to, they're going to announce the players onto the courts.
There's one of the students.
Very good. Very good. Seven Hills to Country Day. They're our chief rival and beat us last time, so welcome Coach Tim Drew. And we usually do the lineups out here before we go on. Michael Barton, our senior captain, is going to do the lineups for us.
Yeah, the one singles today we have Asher Hirsch.
All right, one singles we have myself.
At two singles we have Patrick Wadman.
All right, at second singles we have Henry Ed.
At third singles will be myself, Michael Barton.
At the third singles we have Jacob Stassi.
At a one doubles we have the co-ed duo of Abby Squaw and Aniko Suraju.
Jordan Clee Kosher and Michael Bain.
And at second doubles, we have two guys who are best friends on and off the court, Will Cohen and Chase Tolkien.
We have Junior Sam Ellis and Zach Abraham.
All right, guys, so we'll just go 1, 2, 3, one dub.
I was not strong. I just
How is everything? Great. I'll call Dad.
Now!